if I can like pin down like a single moment, but I know that I think the moments where I find myself like the most proud is we'll get letters sometimes here to the shop, or a lot of like direct messages over like Instagram, things like that, and I'll hear something like, my husband and I, we drove however far to get here, or um, we'll hear things from people in the community. Like we got an art piece that was like made for us, and on the back of it, it just said like, this was a really hard month in your space, help me get through it. Or I hear all the time about how people have been impacted by our team, just like the kindness that they express. And for me, like, what it's taken to keep this place open, and to hear even just like that once would have been enough for me. Been like, yeah, we did it. Like, this was worth everything, even if it was just one person. Well, my name is Emily Steffen, and I'm the owner of the Gathering Coffee Company. And coffee has been like my world for almost 9 years now. So I've done everything from working as a barista to doing coffee education, and working and learning about the roaster and packaging at a roaster, and then going on this adventure of, it took about 3 years to open this specific shop. And so little did I know that coffee was going to end up leading me into this space of opportunity to be able to, create a community space like this, but also on the other end of things, outside of the shop, I'm getting to help others start coffee shops and community spaces as well. So it kind of became a catalyst that I didn't even know was an opportunity that I could have gone for, or imagined it to have brought me to like the place that I'm at right now. Prior to opening, and even like the year of 2020, at the beginning, was working for two different roasters. Both are Michigan-based roasters, Populous being out of Bay City, Stovetop being out of Ann Arbor with a Grand Rapids shop. And so I knew I wanted to do Michigan-based, but I already knew both the companies. I knew where they were sourcing from. I knew that it was ethically sourced. I knew the rating on a coffee scale, that it was going to be, grade A coffee. I knew that the people at the plantations, working in the countries that we were getting it from, I knew like what were their wages, what was the living conditions, everything down to the beginning 5-year process of the coffee that's getting sourced for us. I was able to, verify and know not only where they came from, but how people were being treated in that 5-year process of getting the coffee to us. And so to me, that's an extremely important thing. So to be able to know that not only do I have the information that I need to know how everything is sourced, but also the people and their artistry behind roasting and getting it to us, it's the base product for our shop. And I have zero worry ever about anything, because I know that all they do is produce art, and their craft is just so developed and so intentional, and that lines up so drastically with our mission. So North End obviously is the arts district of Detroit. Like, historically, it's the arts district of Detroit, and anybody who drives around here, you just see the vibrancy of just the culture and the way in which it's spoken through art here, whether that's murals or whether you look around at these warehouses that people think are run down, and really it's just a bunch of us artists inside of them. Our studio is just making art. And so I'm a film photographer, kind of, I wouldn't say by trade. My grandfather taught me, but I've been doing it for about 11 years now. And so I'm able to develop my own film and make prints. I've done, film collage formats with poetry that I've written. And this is kind of an area that I ended up finding out about this specific building and the Eightfold Collective, what they're doing in the neighborhood, the accessibility that they're seeking to give other artists and people in the city who are looking to create a space and the accessibility to do so. But then I was also doing, film photography in the area, and I kept thinking to myself, why is there nothing? Why is there no place that you can come together to at the end of the day? And it just made sense, but it making sense to me wasn't enough. I needed to know that this made sense to this community. And so for a couple of months, I went door to door, just around the neighborhood. I asked business owners, the people who live here, and told them about, like, this is my idea. This is, the price point that I'm looking at for things on the menu. And this is the type of events that I want to have, but I want to know, is this even something that you think this neighborhood needs? What you guys want? What is accessible, to you? What do you want to see on the menu? What are events that would benefit this community? And how can we just be a part of the history that's here, not try and rewrite something, just come alongside of it and let the community write the story for us. And so it really only made sense to me that it was North End, but it needed to make sense to North End that it was us as well. I would love to be able to be like X, Y, and Z because, but the thing is I don't know how running a business was supposed to look. Pre-COVID, we opened up in COVID, and so August 28th was our opening date. It was originally going to be April 12th. Obviously, our opening date got pushed back, but I would say one of the most substantial things that has definitely happened is not just for me as an employer, but for my entire team, who I can go on about them. They are the best, most compassionate, most understanding, intentional, creative, loving people. And they have just walked with me where sometimes I have to call them and be like, hey, this happened. Tomorrow we need to be at 25% capacity, or hey, we're shutting down for 3 days. I need everybody to go tomorrow morning. I need you guys to get tested, Hey, I know that we started off with these hours, but due to the fact that we just took such a big hit over these months, I have to cut your hours, but here I'm gonna come alongside of you and try and find out different grants specifically for restaurant and coffee shop workers, or let's help you with your unemployment paperwork, whatever the case may be. So it's kind of been you wake up and every day you just have to be willing to run with whatever happens. Every day there's like zero certainty. I think certainty has been taken away for everybody, but I think more importantly, at the end of the day, what I care about most is the well-being of my team and the well-being of this community. So to know that, I have to think about constantly, are we making enough so that I can give my team the hours that they need? If not, what do I do to make sure that they're taken care of? How do we let the community know that alone is nothing, that they are, when all we can offer them, is a 30-second conversation and a product? But we found ways, and I feel really optimistic for what's ahead. But yeah, it just kind of means you're on your toes at all times, and you have to give yourself the grace to feel everything that you're feeling. And on some days, I'll get a random phone call and it'll be pretty drastic, and I've got to take care of something. And some days I'm, weeping, to like be super honest, and it's like you don't ever know how you're gonna react, but you have to give yourself the grace to know that how you react is like how you react, and if you need to take steps back or forward, like you'll figure out a way to do that and seek forgiveness in that process for yourself and with others. So yeah, day by day. Before the shop even opened, we had event after event after event that was free for the community, and all it focused on was the art of storytelling and people coming together around it. And so my hope and my optimism tells me that one day we're going to be back in here doing 2 nights of spoken word a week. We're going to be having different acoustic house sessions or jazz going on in here. We're going to be having hard, necessary conversations in this space. The space is like free and open to North End's Block Club, so like getting to like have those conversations that are necessary in here, and this just being a place that lets people come as they are, knowing that they're enough as they are, and letting them kind of be met and come alongside of in that, and whatever way we can help, in this process, that totally exists. So yeah, I think like the gathering for me just exists in this space, and I hope that like the impact that it has goes outside of it. but yeah, like I just see people one day like in here again, telling stories and like coming together and the gathering table with more chairs than it has right now, just people surrounded and everybody sitting together at it. And that is my hope, and that's my